I'm here to assist you in transforming your inner landscape and support you on your journey of awakening. If I'm waking up, then why is my life getting harder? It's a pertinent question, and I'm sure it's one we've all asked ourselves at some point. If we're kind of waking up from being in this dream state, from being asleep and becoming more conscious, then why at the same time am I experiencing all kind of problems that I never had before? Well, this is going to be a theme that many of you who are watching this have already experienced, and it'll be an ongoing theme as we move deeper into the shift, with people now appearing to have an intensification of challenges in the various key aspects of their life. So by that I'm referring to health is a big one, finances, career, relationships of all kinds, family relationships, friendships, intimate relationships, basically all those fundamental building blocks of our life that we seem to be in this pressure cooker in some ways that's keeping us very vigilant in the sense that we experience these ongoing waves of change and ongoing waves of challenge. So what's going on? Well, some of these themes for some people that are showing up in my coaching practice are one particular theme of their life. One particular aspect is really causing them a lot of suffering, a lot of challenge, while other people it's more dispersed on different aspects, and really sometimes it just feels like, look, our life's just not working. Where's the too hard button? I want to press that. So if you've been there, understand that you are not alone. That's really one of the key features that we're all experiencing, both in our inner and outer reality, that is basically showing us the way forward for our genuine inner growth, our transformation to connect and enter the new paradigm. Because one theme that I'm seeing a lot is that, well, I used to be happy with this lifestyle, everything was going okay, my life's pretty much the same, but I'm not as happy. So I feel like my values are changing, my interests are changing, the fundamental way that I relate to people and who I am in my identity seems to be shifting, and I'm not so happy anymore. Well, the analogy that I use is that basically the old life would be here and the new life would be here, and there's like a bridge in the sense that many of us are on this bridge to enter the new way of being. And it's not really that anything was so much wrong with our old life, it's that it's simply out of alignment with the values, with the consciousness, with the frequency shift of the new paradigm. So for this reason, there needs to be an upheaval, there needs to be a re-evaluation in order for us to see and have this self-awareness that we can actually see, wow, it's not that I'm out of alignment necessarily with this reality, but with the reality to come. And so this is showing up for us as an urge or an impetus to grow. Now, all these different aspects of our life are causing many different challenges with this intensifying aspect that we feel like everything's speeding up, even time is speeding up subjectively. Well, this is basically because we're in this compressed period where our evolution is actually accelerating, which means that we need to navigate the hurdles, the changes, the opportunities for growth, the challenges faster. So they're coming at a faster rate with increased intensification. And I perceive that this will continue for some time, depending on how we're integrating these challenges into our life. The biggest one in all that I'm seeing is, why am I here? What is my life purpose? What am I here to do? This existential question may seem very philosophical for some people, but if you're watching this video, you probably realize that it's actually something of great significance to you, that you feel like you came here to do something, you feel like you had a mission. Perhaps you had this calling and now it's shifting into a new one. It's sort of having this metamorphosis into a new branch of your life purpose. This is something I've personally experienced as well, but this is the big one, because people are not fulfilled, they're not content, they're not happy with basically what they're doing in their old way of being, and they're looking for some deeper meaning. The meaning is really what we give to it, which I'll explore in another video, but what's important to understand is that this question, this feeling that something is not quite right, that we are not quite content, is actually a deeper impulse for connecting to the deeper aspect of our being, this soul journey, this evolution of consciousness, which is now starting to show up clearer and clearer because we have this opportunity now to accelerate our growth, which is a beautiful thing, particularly if we can reframe our experience. Now, we can't often control what's coming towards us, that we've made these soul contracts, these agreements, this evolution of this karmic, reaping this karmic reward in this lifetime. But we can choose how we respond to those challenges, and that's really where our key inner power is, that we have this ability to change. We have this ability to be resilient, because the challenges can give us greater character, greater fortitude, greater resilience, and ultimately greater wisdom if we can perceive the challenges in that way. And that comes from the place of really having this trust that ultimately everything is acting for our highest good. So when we're from this place, we can actually start to realize that the rhythm of the universe has its own wisdom, and what we're experiencing, the different events and circumstances of our life, really are there to guide us, to point us in the right direction, and actually we can trust. That doesn't mean we should be passive and just simply go with the flow in a certain way, but we can understand that ultimately these challenges, which are facing many people today at a greater intensity, and you can say, oh, come on, people have always been going bankrupt or losing their job or getting a divorce or suffering all kinds of emotional problems and so on. It's all true, but now with a greater degree of intensity. And from the Buddhist perspective, this is basically a karma coming to fruition. So from this Buddhist understanding, it's the end cycle of the process of karma. Once a decision, the action is taken, then there will be a reaping of the fruits of that action, which is what we can see now, whether it's a positive or a negative action. But the karma is there to teach us, it's not a punishment. And this Buddhist perspective is quite a beautiful way of viewing this idea of karma, because it shows that things are coming to a conclusion. So the greater the challenges we have, it shows a releasing, it's a fruition, it's the end cycle of the karma. And then we get to move forward to the next level of evolution. So we get these tests, which we are all capable of passing, because the universe doesn't give us a test we're not capable of passing. And then it's the end. Providing we learn the lesson, we don't go back and do the same thing again and again, but understand that it's the end cycle, this fruition of karma. So it's actually a good thing. And this is showing that the evolution is moving forward. So we get to have a greater wisdom from the lessons learned, because this is the way we can embrace the various challenges that we're experiencing. So what's important to understand from this is that the challenges are where we develop resilience, where we develop character, where we develop a greater self-awareness. And if we just came here and life was all rainbows and unicorns, then we wouldn't get to grow. And if we just lived on a golden astral cloud, then we wouldn't be able to have this experience that shapes us, that colors our soul. And that's the entire purpose of incarnating into the physical, is to experience these things. So we have this wisdom that we take with us from into our journey. And we can look at it from this point of view, that the purpose of karma is really just simply to teach us. If we add a layer, if we're suffering emotionally, if you're having a problem that you feel apathetic, or you feel despair, or you feel alone, or you feel just simply like you don't understand, disconnected, all these things, then it's okay. Don't make it wrong to feel these things. Don't fuel your inner critic by giving yourself this extra layer of rejecting what your experience is and rejecting yourself, because we really want to work with and integrate these emotional states into our being, not use the various forms that people do to escape. And that's one of the key things that we need to really understand with these challenges, is if you're trying to numb out or escape or move away from these things or do spiritual bypassing or simply check out, then the lesson isn't there, the growth isn't there. So we really need to have this intimate relationship with our pain. So this is the journey ahead for all of us. It really is a case of hold the vision and trust the process. Be with the changes and allow whatever you're going through to allow. Sometimes some of these challenges, there isn't an easy solution. You just really have to stay with it, allow the experience to unfold, allow whatever is occurring to unfold, and understand that eventually it will come to an end at some point, and be at peace with the experience that you're having, and don't make yourself wrong for having that experience. Don't see yourself as having weaknesses or being inferior or anything like that. So if you got something out of this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. There's lots more to come. If you're watching this, you are the shift.